Hey, welcome to Bud Nixon channel. This video will be about Molle panels. So thanks for tuning in. And if you have any interest in any of this information, obviously you can comment below. I always appreciate sharing the content with others who are like-minded and might find this useful. So let's get to the talk about the Molle panels that are going to be for a Gen 2 Mitsubishi Montero. A few members of Montero community, they reached out to me and they saw me make this setup on the R50 Pathfinder. So I wanted to basically give a general idea of what they are, what they're for, basically the functionality and how they would normally be mounted. Now in case of a Montero, what you have is you have a gutter mount, so there's going to be some sort of a bracket that will go up and secure on a gutter mount. The bottom section will be on 2 suction cups, and considering that Montero has a slide window, you could always loosen up the front suction cup to be able to move the window if that's the case or that's the necessity. Now that's considering that you are worried about the whole process of of the slide window with the exterior panels. Now, if you don't have exterior panels, then you don't have to worry about it. On the interior panels, let me get this opened up. On the interior panel, we are looking at similar setup as well. So you can hang your accessories. And this video is to show you basically the purpose behind the whole, stuff, so to speak. So you just hang stuff up. What's nice is, obviously you're not worried about things falling through. And on the trail, if you're rocking something maybe potentially hazardous that could bust your window out, which has been previously, a lot of times I've seen that happen with other guys on the trail. So definitely a good thing to have for protection. Is it really a theft deterrent? I wouldn't really say so, just for the simple fact that if somebody was to bust your rear quarter glass and they couldn't get through into the car that way, they could always bust another window, so I'm not gonna try to make a point that this is a good theft deterrent, because not necessarily a function of being theft deterrent, right? But it's more of hang up your accessories and such. So you see the rear glass here. So similarly something like this will be done for Montero as well. On the Montero, I recommend you will see the in-depth video that I'm talking to one of the members on the group, and I'm explaining as far as how things will be mounted once they're actually done production style, whatnot. So right now I'm just basically reaching out to see if there's any interest in the Montero community for this. So depending how Montero one will lay out generally in the software, how many pieces I'll be able to nest onto material, that's going to make probably the difference as far as what the cost will be. So stay tuned and see what we got for the rest of the explanation. So you have to look at this as just the outline template, right? So this is how the panel would look like. It will be mounted on 8 different locations. I don't have any pins here, so this is where the handle goes. So these bolts, this hardware will actually be utilized to connect these two. The rest, I will have extra holes here, and I'll send you a picture of the file or whatever if you want to see it. So this will be offsetted roughly, we're gonna say maybe about 1 inch, and then about 1 inch, that's where the cutouts of the Molle panel itself layout will start. But this is the template layout. This trim piece, unless somebody wants to mess around with drilling through it and trying to make it functional, but I don't think there's a point of actually holding on to that. There will be about a 1/4 inch gap between the lower panel and this one. And what I would advise in a case like this, if somebody does install it, obviously you're just removing the metal clips, and then you're removing the whole the whole plastic panel. And when you put this in, this will look just, it will look right. So these openings here, just like that, that's where we don't have. So where we don't have the only 2 here where the handle is, where the threaded weld nuts are, these will have to be either by the way of rivet, or what I would recommend is doing rivet nuts. And same here in this location. you guys would be able to do riv nuts here, and this panel will be freaking solid in there. What's the benefit of riv nut is that basically a riv nut will be put in, and just like the handle, you'll be able to remove the bolts. I mean, all you have is what, 8 bolts to remove, so you can remove the panel, you know, clean the glass whenever you need to, like, you know, as needed kind of deal. But just something to keep in mind. So this is what is going to be as far as mounting the rear panel. Let's talk about the exterior panels. Exterior panel layout, just like this. It's going to utilize 2 suction cups on the bottom. That's the only way I'm seeing this done, unless you guys want to have a stationary. But then somebody who is going to be really interested is what they could do is I could make brackets, actually, you know, like maybe 3 holes here, and you guys could riv knot it as well to make a solid connection, because the concern is that if you put suction cups, then you won't be able to slide the window in and out. But then, I mean, if you really need to slide the window, all you have to do is just you know, turn off the suction on this cup, whatever, you know, remove this cup, and then you can slide the window. So the exterior part, bottom, 2 suction cups, top, I will have slotted cutouts here, which will have a bracket that will go in here, and I'm going to find a hardware that would actually be able to mount onto the gutter mount. So it'll be a gutter mounted system. The interior will be the same thing, same layout. I mean, they're going to be basically a mirror image. What I'm going to do for the interior, I'm going to go 1-inch shrink on it, if you want to look at it. So the interior one will be shrinked by 1 inch. It will have a larger 3-inch cutout here for sliding the glass. So if anybody wants to slide the glass when it's mounted in there, right? So that handle will go in the slot here. Now keep in mind, like I said, this is going to be shrinked about 1 inch. For mounting this, the best recommended way, let me get this narrowed out. So we have 2 bolts up here. Come on, you can step there. We have 2 bolts that can be utilized on the grab bar. And I don't know if anybody's actually keeping the grab bar. They could just completely remove the grab bar and just put the hardware in there. So I'll have a couple of, you know, there will be a bracket basically that will go in there to mount that in there. The bottom, I will make a bracket that will attach to the bottom of the, there will be 2 brackets that will attach on the bottom of the panel also. And then you would have to basically self-tap, drill right through the panel and into the metal, because that's what I believe is under there. I'm trying not to overcomplicate the build process for the simplicity of the fact that, because then they can be produced at a cheaper rate. And so anyways, let me know what you think, and we'll go from there. And all right, fellas, so this is going to be the design of the rear panel, and as I spoke on the video, there will be 4 points here up top and 4 on the bottom to attach it for the rear hatch door, or for the trunk door, whatnot, if you want to call it, right? I added extra holes on the bottom here in case anybody want to just drill it into it without having to do riv nuts. I mean, really, you know, this is to each his own how they want to do it and how they want to mount it. Some guys just use self-tappers, so it does not matter how you go about it. I'll discuss this part right off the bat. AR stands for AdventureReady. That's my brand name. That stays there. Please don't ask about the fact to remove it. If you want me to remove it, you can pay $1,000 for this part and then I'll remove it. Otherwise, don't ask the branding question kind of deal. Same thing goes for the rest of the panel. So this panel is the exterior one. What I'm incorporating here is the Rotopacks and also an Apache 4800 case. You can see videos on my YouTube channel about how that goes in. Basically what happens is you can attach Apache case with either a diesel heater or any other accessories like recovery gear that you want to put on there. This is the exterior panel, so I'm going to make another bracket. I'm going to match this up to the gutter mounted part up top. So again, the bottom section here with these holes here, that's where your suction cup will be mounted up on just 2 screws from underneath to mount on the glass. So that's that one. And then we go into the interior design. Now keep in mind this is mirror image, so the logo is flipped. So the bottom will have these brackets here, which basically you can move about. So I have, you know, I've added extra openings here, so you can add these brackets as you wish, as far as, you know, where to place them along this area here. My recommendation would be something like this probably. I think the front one will match up pretty good here. I mean, worst case scenario, anybody can just drill extra holes here and put them here. I mean, whatever works, right? But the way it should work out is something like this. Once these line up, and this bracket basically, as you see, once it's lined up, the openings here, then it shouldn't stick through this molly opening and, you know, making it look kind of funky or whatever, right? So that's that there. And you will have an option, and I guess this is something you guys can discuss in a group, or give your opinion here down below in comments. So this is opening for the sliding the glass. Do we put that in there, or you guys want to mess around on your own? Or you can buy one without the opening for the slide. It's up to you guys. So this is general idea of what things will look like. If this is something is to your guys' interest, feel free to comment below and we'll go from there. Anyways, at this point, this is what we're looking at, and we go from there. Again, pricing will be narrowed down once I have the quote from my supplier. For now, we need to know basically which designs you guys like, and if there's anything needed to be added or subtracted in your opinion, feel free to comment again. Thank you.